Have you ever looked at an ordinary 50-cent coin and wondered if it could actually be worth much more than its face value? Today on Old Coin Vault we are taking a close look at the 50-cent 2021 Malaysia coin and the possibility of a value reaching as much as $99 for a special collectible example. Before you start searching through your coins, remember one important thing. A coin is not automatically worth $99 simply because it carries a particular year. Condition, rarity, minting errors, demand and authenticity can make a huge difference in the collector market. So stay with us until the end because we are going to examine this coin carefully and explain what could make a 2021 Malaysian 50-cent interesting to collectors. The 50-cent denomination has an important place in Malaysian coinage. The denomination represents half of 1 Malaysian ringgit and it has been part of everyday Malaysian currency for generations. Modern Malaysian coins are designed to be practical for circulation while also carrying national symbols and cultural details that make them recognizable. The 2021 50-cent coin belongs to the modern era of Malaysian circulation coins. At first glance it may look like a normal coin that you could easily overlook in your pocket or coin jar. But collectors know that ordinary-looking coins can sometimes become interesting when they contain unusual characteristics. One of the first things you should examine is the design. The Malaysian 50-cent coin features the national identity of Malaysia through its official design elements. The denomination is clearly represented and the coin carries details associated with the country and its currency system. These details are important because collectors want to identify exactly which issue they have before attempting to determine its value. The year 2021 is especially important for identification. If you find a 50-cent coin dated 2021, you should not immediately assume that every example has the same market value. Thousands or even millions of normal circulation coins can exist while only a small number of examples may attract serious collector attention because of exceptional condition or unusual minting characteristics. This is where condition becomes extremely important. Imagine finding a 2021 50-cent coin that has spent years moving through shops, wallets, vending machines and pockets. That coin may have scratches, surface marks, dirt and small signs of wear. Even if the coin is genuine and attractive, its value may remain close to its normal collectible level. Now imagine another 2021 50-cent coin that has been carefully stored since the day it was released. The surfaces are bright. The design details remain sharp. The edges are clean. There are very few contact marks and the coin has not suffered from heavy circulation. That second example could be considerably more desirable to collectors. This is why coin collectors use grading standards. When a professional grading company examines a coin, it looks at factors such as surface preservation, strike quality, luster, marks, scratches, and overall appearance. A coin in uncirculated or high-grade condition can sometimes be worth much more than a heavily circulated example of the exact same date. But there is another major factor that can completely change the story. That factor is the minting error. A normal 50-cent 2021 coin may have a modest value. But a genuine and significant minting error can potentially make a modern circulation coin much more interesting. Errors can happen during the manufacturing process when a blank is struck incorrectly or when something goes wrong with the dies or machinery. Collectors may pay attention to characteristics such as an unusual double strike, an off-center strike, a major die problem, or another clearly documented minting abnormality. However, you need to be extremely careful because not every unusual-looking coin is a genuine mint error. Damage can sometimes look like an error. For example, a coin that has been squeezed by machinery after leaving the mint may appear distorted. Scratches can sometimes look like die problems. Damage from circulation can create strange shapes around the edge. A coin that has been intentionally altered can also appear unusual. That is why authentication matters. If you believe your 2021 50-cent coin has an unusual error and you think it could be valuable, you should avoid cleaning it or polishing it. Cleaning a collectible coin can permanently damage the original surface and may reduce its desirability. Collectors generally prefer coins in their natural condition. This brings us to the big question. Can a 50-cent 2021 Malaysia coin really be worth $99? The answer requires some qualification. A normal circulated example should not automatically be considered a $99 coin. The $99 figure should be treated as a possible high-end collectible target for an exceptional example rather than a guaranteed value for every 2021 50-cent coin. A coin can only justify a much higher price when buyers are actually willing to pay that amount for that specific example. The condition must be considered. Any error must be genuine. The coin must be authentic and the market must support the price. This is an important lesson for every new coin collector. Online videos and social media posts sometimes show an ordinary coin beside a huge dollar amount. That can make it seem like every coin from that year is valuable. But professional collecting is more complicated. The same date and denomination can have completely different values depending on condition, rarity, and variety. So if you have a 50-cent 2021 coin at home, do not throw it into your normal loose change without looking at it carefully. Start with the date. Make sure the coin actually says 2021. Next, examine both sides under good lighting. Look closely at the lettering and numbers. Check the main design elements. Look at the rim and edge. Compare the shape and spacing of the design with another normal 50-cent coin if you have one. Then look for anything that appears genuinely unusual. Is the stripe noticeably off-center? Is part of the design missing? Does the coin appear to have been struck more than once? Are there unusual raised areas that could indicate a die problem? Does the edge show a legitimate minting abnormality? These are the kinds of questions collectors ask. Another important factor is originality. A coin that has been cleaned aggressively may lose some collector appeal even if it looks shiny. Many beginners think a bright polished coin must be more valuable. In reality, collectors often prefer original surfaces because they preserve the natural appearance of the coin. So never use household chemicals to clean your potentially valuable coins. Do not scratch the surface. Do not sand the edges. Do not try to make an error more visible. And do not attempt to alter the coin to make it appear rare. If you think you have something special, keep it safely stored in a proper coin holder. You should also consider getting a second opinion. A reputable coin dealer or professional grading service can help determine whether a suspected variety or error is legitimate. This is particularly important if someone is claiming that your coin is worth a large amount of money. Now let's talk about rarity. Rarity does not simply mean old. This is one of the biggest misunderstandings among new collectors. A coin from 2021 is relatively modern. Its age alone does not make it rare. A modern coin can become collectible because of a low mintage, a scarce variety, a major error, a special issue, or unusually high grade. At the same time, an old coin can be common and inexpensive if large quantities survived. So when you see the 50-cent 2021 date, remember that the year is only the beginning of the investigation. Another thing that can affect value is demand. Coin prices are not fixed forever. Collectors can become interested in certain Malaysian coins and demand can change over time. If more collectors start searching for a particular variety, then competition for the best examples can increase. This is why keeping records and watching the collector market is useful. If you are building a Malaysian coin collection, the 2021 50 sen can also have historical interest even if your particular example is not worth $99. Modern coins document the currency history of the country. Collecting them by date can become an interesting long-term project. You could build a collection covering different Malaysian denominations in years. You could organize coins by denomination. You could collect different designs. You could search for unusual errors. Or you could focus on high-grade examples. The important thing is learning how to identify what you actually have. Now let's return to the $99 figure. If you have seen claims that a 50 sen 2021 coin is worth $99, remember that a headline price does not mean every coin will sell for that amount. A coin listed online for $99 is not necessarily a coin that actually sold for $99. There is a major difference between an asking price and a confirmed selling price. This is something every serious collector should understand. This gives you a much better idea of realistic market value. If your 2021 50 sen coin is heavily circulated, then it may not command a premium simply because it is from 2021. If it is in excellent uncirculated condition, then it may attract more attention. If it has a confirmed major mint error, then the situation can change significantly. If it is a scarce variety with strong collector demand, then it may become even more interesting. And if it combines several desirable characteristics, then collectors may be willing to pay substantially more. That is the real reason we always tell viewers to inspect their coins before spending them. Sometimes the most interesting discoveries are hiding in ordinary places. Check old coin jars. Check collections inherited from family members. Check foreign coin boxes. Check spare change. But always verify what you find before believing a high-value claim. The 50 sen 2021 Malaysia coin is a great example of why coin collecting is about much more than age. Identification, condition, rarity, errors, and demand all work together to determine whether a coin is ordinary or exceptional. So if you have one of these coins right now, take a close look. Check the date. Check the design. Check the surfaces. Check the edge. Look for unusual minting characteristics. And most importantly, do not clean it. If you believe your coin could be an error or a high-grade example, preserve it carefully and consider professional authentication before making any decision about selling it. A coin worth $99 is not created by a number printed in a social media post. Its value comes from what collectors recognize and what the market is actually willing to pay. That is what makes coin hunting so exciting. You never know when an ordinary-looking piece of change might turn out to have a feature that collectors have been searching for. So keep your eyes open and never underestimate the coins sitting quietly in your collection. If you enjoyed this detailed look at the 50 sen 2021 Malaysia coin, then make sure you subscribe to Old Coin Vault for more coin discoveries. We regularly explore old coins, modern coins, rare varieties, unusual mint errors, and the stories behind collectible currency. And remember one simple rule. Before you spend a coin, check it carefully. Because sometimes the difference between ordinary pocket change and a valuable collectible can be hidden in the smallest detail. This is Old Coin Vault, and we will see you in the next coin discovery.